conversation.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Car era lore. Call me Levi playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Reviews not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum entities. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I gotta shout out
Started
the
off with a
boy.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Freaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits, yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. I had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So I had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the ride with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeChain, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and Steve for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain. GM. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't already done so, do us a favor, drop us a GM in the chat down below. Then head up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We greatly appreciate it. Warms up the algo, lets everyone know we're here, and does us a solid. While you're up there, smash the GM over in the YouTube chat, the abstract chat, the X video feed. All those are, well, not all of them. You got to go hunt for the YouTube. That's like the special, that's the coffee cabal over in the YouTube streets. It's like the hidden link, the one we don't post. You got to go find us over there. And join the newsletter while you're at it. That'll be coming out tomorrow. But as always, I'm Captain, my co-host Steve. Never any financial advice in the show. Crypto's risky, NFTs risky, being points exceptionally risky. Go to zero moments. So the only thing that isn't is Bitcoin on its path to 100K once again. But in all seriousness, don't put any money in you can't afford to lose. Know that Steve and I likely talk about tokens that we hold from time to time, and we are not financial advisors, certainly not yours. Just join us for some fun, some information, education along the way. GM Steve, how you doing, sir?
GM. I don't know why Mason, can you explain why you say everyone's going to get suspended for saying GM? Is that happening on X? Is that happening somewhere else?
Kermit got suspended, and connecting some dots here. I think you're safe with the GMs. I'm connecting some dots. A lot of these KOLs, creators, reply guys, a lot of them use bots, and it's been known for a while. I haven't asked. Well, I can't ask him now. Connect some dots. I'm pretty sure Kermit was one of the ones using a GM bot, and it clipped his account. So yeah, that's
what do you mean a GM bot? Like
a lot of these reply guys, they're not. It's not them. They're using bots to do their morning GMs, and I think that is. I don't know if it's
Kermit's using a bot to reply GM to other people.
Speculation. Kermit's account got suspended. Whale put out a post on it, and he said he's going to stop doing GMs. I saw some other speculating that he was using a GM bot, and that's what That's what got us.
I just want to make sure I fully understand the GM bot here, though.
Yeah, the GM bot's been around for a while. A lot of these reply guys and KOLs use a morning GM bot to where, like, you probably have some people. I know who the bots are in my GMs. I don't like, they're fine. It's still engagement. I don't mind it. But there's some people who never engage with me except for when I do a GM post, and their post is like GM cap or it's like this.
So their bot looks for GMs for certain people and replies?
Yes. Yep. It's been a very common engagement hack in Web3, but it's apparently you're running the risk getting your account shadow banned or worst case suspended.
I have never heard of this. I have never heard of the GM bot like that. So basically,
a lot of them are doing it, or we're doing it apparently.
Yeah, I mean, Kermit GM'd me a lot. Apparently, he doesn't care. No, although I do talked to Kermit a little bit in the.
I think if you're GMing yourself, you're fine because you can't. I guess it's feasible. It's unrealistic for a human being to put out the volume that these GM bots do. Like, it's not. Like, I'm not hating the game. I don't mind it. But there's some people who appear in Web3 and they go from 0 to 150,000 followers and they're growth hacking their way there. They're reply guying, and most of them aren't doing it themselves. They're deploying bots to do it for them. And it's, I mean, you know the reply guy game. Imagine if you did what you did with NBA Twitter with a bot doing it for you 24/7. That's how most of them are doing it.
Yeah, it's funny. I stopped doing the reply guy thing with NBA Twitter, just haven't had the time to do it, or with all the sports stuff. But last night I had to do it for if the Cavs are going to go down, watching the Celtics just absolutely choke things away is they're losing in worse fashion than the Cavs, so I feel good about that.
I saw it was the first, like, some crazy stat. I should have screenshotted it or something. But it was some crazy stat about in NBA playoff history. There's been like 7 times a team had blown a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. Of those 7, 2 have been the Celtics and 2 have been the Cavs this playoff series. Yeah. Just like over 50% of the entire times it's happened has been this playoff series between the this playoffs between the Cavs and the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, Cavs, the Cavs are heartbreaking because, and this is, I don't say this disrespectfully to the Pacers, they're completely hurt. Like, Darius Garland didn't play game 1. He's not going to be in game 2. Evan Mobley, defensive player of the year, didn't play in game 2.
Game 3 tonight?
What's that?
Game 3 tonight?
I think game 3 is tomorrow. I need to double check. I believe it's tomorrow because I believe there's the 3-day off thing, but because they always extend it out. So I think game 3 is tomorrow, and then game 4 is going to be Sunday. It's tough because Evan Mobley, defensive player of the year, took a big leap forward out last game. DeAndre Hunter, who we traded for because he filled a big gap, out last game because the Pacers hurt in the previous game. And then Darius Garland didn't play game 1, didn't play game 2, probably won't play game 3. I guess now they have to, but it sucks because if they split it 1-1, if they'd held on, they could have sat all those guys one more game, feasibly been willing to go down 2-1 or steal one. And then, if they steal it, great. If they don't, that's totally cool. Bring them all back healthy. And they've all got like a week and a half off because of how the NBA playoffs take forever. So anyway, Cavs season is probably effectively over. I'm hoping that it's not, but it feels very, very down unless
I think they'll be fine. They got to win the next one. If they drop the next one, then it's over. But I think they still got a shot. Assuming that these
guys are going to play. That's it.
That's it. If they can come back. If they can't, then yeah.
But even if they do, it's like you have to think about the long term of it. So they're just going to be banged up. Like, think about the difference of if they had won that game and you're able to sit those guys for basically a week and a half versus they get 4 days off, 5 days off. Like, that's a massive difference on, 10 days versus 5 days of rest or whatever. So, it's a bummer because they all could have gotten a very long rest if they had held on to that game, or even the first game for that matter. And yeah, it's just not fun. It's just not fun right now being a Cavs fan after going through an amazing magical season. Like, for what I can watch, although again, I've gone on my rant before, NBA and Major League Baseball are losing. They're doing the opposite of like what really smart Web3 companies do, which is like, Abstract wants a product market fit with fans, and then it's going to eventually continue to expand out. Smart. They're taking care of their fans. They're taking care of their top contributors. The NBA and MLB don't do that. They don't really create fandom because they make it impossible to watch games. The fact that I was blacked out of a Cavs playoff game in Cleveland is wild. Like, I couldn't watch a Cavs playoff game in Cleveland, Ohio in the first round because it was on a special package.
They've chose the path of profits over fandom, and hard to fault it as a business model. I feel personally, sports and entertainment, sports, musicians, it should be more than profits. It should be there should be other guiding KPIs, other it just I don't know.
I'll take it one step further.
Millionaire owners, they can do whatever they want. I don't know. It should be bigger than bottom line.
I mean, I know it's like doesn't work like this for the actual like situation we're in, but I'll take it one step further. I think sports teams, local sports teams, what they do for the economy, what they do for local fans, and like what they mean to the city, those should be a public good. Like they should be treated as such. Where like you should have a local package that allows people to see them very easily. It's like, and for people who don't know what we're talking about, in America, this happened to, by the way, this happened to me with EuroLeague football. It was becoming my second favorite sport next to like football, or particularly college football. I think I even liked it more than NFL. And I became a Chelsea fan and I watched it all the time and, whatever. And then they introduced Peacock and then they introduced Sky Sports packages. And all of a sudden I could watch Chelsea like once every 3 games. And it's like, all right, I stopped watching. I don't watch it and keep up with it anymore.
You know what I've done? Instead of going like I used to NBA League Pass, MLB at Bat, like, and the worst part about these blackouts in America is you can buy a subscription package to where you get every game except your home market. It is the most absurd thing in the world. Like, so you can pay $150 a year, $250 a year, $30 a month, whatever the price points are, and you can watch every game. Except it's not all, but occasionally they will black out your home market because of the deals they have with it's just so I stopped subscribing. My only sports subscription, I'll go NFL Red Zone for football season. And then the other ones, instead of buying a league pass or a at bat, I just do the audio. It's like $3 a month, and I just listen to it like an old man listening to the AM radio. I mean,
it's
because don't get blacked out. They don't black out the audio.
Well, that's what happened actually to. So a friend of ours who's like a big sports fan, like they bought a package specifically for the Guardians. Like they're paying a ridiculous amount a year for it. And then the Guardians got blacked out like a week and a half ago. And they're like,
the specific Guardians package. It wasn't just the league wide package.
Right. That's just, like they paid to have the Guardians specifically, and they didn't have the Guardians because I heard
seems like false advertisement.
The kids were on a FaceTime call, like our kids are all friends, and I heard one of the sons being like, "We pay for." He's like, "We pay for the Guardians, and we're not getting the Guardians." I'm like, "That sounds like a dad line." I bet you heard that from your dad. That sounds like something a dad would say while yelling at the TV, and the kid was repeating it, the 13-year-old. But no, it's wacky, man. It's hard, and it's like I think to your point about the profit thing, it's like even baseball teams. Baseball teams are crazy in that. The Guardians and the Pirates. The Pirates have 2 amazing aces. They had a chance to make a run this year. The Guardians had a chance to make a run this year. They were like scrappy last year. Both of them did absolutely nothing in the offseason because the owners are making money anyway. And it's just, it is what it is. You just can't watch. And I just think the short-term profits, like I know NFLs have a short amount of games or like a smaller amount of games. I've seen that picture of On Front and shared about 1,000 times, by the way. It does nothing for me. I like Tyrese Halliburton, so it doesn't do anything for me. I actually love the Pacers outside of when they play the Cavs. They're super fun to watch. Like they have
fellow member of the Board API Club.
Yeah, they're Halliburton's a Board API Club member. He's really fun to watch. He has a fun game. Siakam is like a scrappy player. Miles Turner is fun to watch. He's got like ice cold Miles Turner. I remember last year Tebow got featured on ESPN like across all their channels when he said ice cold Miles Turner on a tweet, and they like shared it everywhere with his ape all everywhere. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just long story short, I guess my frustration is like I think that they're killing fandom, and I don't think that they realize what they're doing in the short term by making that money is going to hurt them in the long term. Whereas like college football and NFL are the opposite. Now NFL's dabbling with it. NFL's starting to do like Amazon, find NFL TV here, all this stuff. They're dabbling with it a little bit, but Sunday's Sunday. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like these sports teams are losing their fandom and like they're making money on certain things. But I think in the long run, they're going to look back and they're going to regret the way that they approached it because nobody knows who, like, I want to watch every Cavs game and I cannot. I want to watch as many Guardians games. And I'm sorry, but like 1:30 p.m. reruns of the new Matlock with the old lady from the Titanic or whatever is not more important than a, Guardians game at 1:30. You're telling me that Matlock reruns or whatever you're running at like Golden Girls or whatever you're running at like 1:30 in the afternoon is a more important thing to that local market than the local Guardians game or the local Yankees game or whatever it may be. It's just, it is wild. If they all have their own network you could subscribe to, fine. Like, the Yankees have, but it's insane.
Whoever had Golden Girls and Matlock mentions before we got out of the quote open this morning, head to the go cash your tickets.
Yeah, it's just, but so anyway, I'm just like, it's a whole fed up thing. Like I said, like the example with the Premier League is a perfect example where I went from it being a sport that was growing in America. By the way, it was growing in America. I was really enjoying it. And then like, now I can't watch it anymore. And I can watch like every fifth Chelsea game. I'm like, all right, well, I can't stay up with the team anymore. I'm done. I used to watch every game. I used to wake up Saturday mornings. I used to get on the treadmill and watch it. So, you know, it's watch this. You're trying to move out of Cleveland, move to Florida, and get all the Cavs and Guardians games with no blackouts. That's the thing Von Front and I were talking about. It's like them blacking it out. We were joking around, like, let's go meet in Bismarck so we can watch the, Cavs Pacers if it gets blacked out. It's wild.
I have the weirdest, I've never completely random hard pivot. I've never seen this before though. FFE just dropped what appears to be a growing GIF in the chat. I don't know if it'll come through on the share, but I'm gonna do my best. So he says good morning. I click the good morning. This Woody, it's the GIF is growing. Do you see this?
What do you mean it's growing?
I keep scrolling down and the GIF keeps widening.
I think maybe that's something to do with like your keyboard or something kicking up. I don't think the GIF is widening. I think I'll double check, but FFV uses that GIF. That's one of FFV. If I had to say FFV's top GIFs, if you ask me what FFV shared a GIF,
I'm not touching my keyboard. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's something with your computer because it's not happening on mine.
All right, never mind. False alarm.
But if you ask me, if you said FFV shared a GIF, my answer would be that GIF. Like that is FFV's go-to GIF. He knows his stuff. Like, and we're at the point where we know our online friends well enough that although I've met FFV in person and we've hung out, he's good vibe. But FFV, like we know each other well enough that I know what GIFs he uses regularly. That's his like go-to GIF. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating you can't keep up with shit. It's frustrating that like you can't do that. And I'm just also in a salty mood just because this is like the most exciting Cavs team I've watched since the LeBron era. Like literally since we had LeBron James, we have not been this fun. We've been to the playoffs. We've done some other things, but like they traded for Hunter. Mobley stepped up. Garland's having a year like he's never had before. Donovan Mitchell's really fun to watch and like is growing into his own. Put up almost 50 points last game that they lost in. And they're going to get bounced in the second round because of injuries. And that sucks. Like I'd like to see them come back, but like down 2-0 and completely banged up, like who cares? If they even get past this round, how do they even stay healthy? Like they would have to win 4 in a row in the next game just to get enough rest and have Boston and, New York go 7 for them to have a chance to be healthy enough to face either Boston or New York, which unfortunately, I actually think Boston's going to win that series in 6 or 7. I think they're going to either win the next 4 or 4 of the next 5, unfortunately, as much as I want to see New York win, because it's not sustainable to say that Boston's going to keep blowing 20-point leads and be completely healthy with that team. So, in any case,
congrats to all Bunch and Dow Jones and all of our Knicks fans out there. Congrats on the dub.
I'm rooting for the Knicks. Garden is bumping when it goes nuts, and I have no animosity towards. I would like if you're asking me to choose obnoxious Boston fans or obnoxious New York fans, give me the fair weather New York fans all day long. Like I'd rather see that than the obnoxious Boston fans who have just been in everyone's business and basically like entitled to titles for the past 25 years. But give us a like, a retweet, a comment on the room. We'll get going with everything this morning. I know we're at about cold open end there, and I'm done complaining. I was moping about the Cavs yesterday. I'm still moping about them today. I'll be moping about them when they lose again tomorrow, and it'll be a bummer. I mean, it is like, I don't know. Sometimes it is weird. One thing I'll say, I said this before, like I'll kind of close cold open on this. One of the funniest phenomenons about sports, and I have to imagine it's the same for a lot of people in NFT Twitter when they have their favorite brand do something. We can maybe even pivot into Doodles and their swagger a little bit. But when Ohio State loses to Michigan, I don't listen to any sports podcast. I don't watch anything for a week. It's like the version of like when we were in college and you watch SportsCenter till the replay came on. It's like I don't watch anything for when my team loses. I consume all the content. Every podcast, every video, everything online. I was telling some people when OSU beat Oregon, I was watching Oregon radio stations to watch Oregon callers crash out because it was so funny to watch that happen. And I had come to the ends of the earth in Ohio State content. It's just a weird thing. And I think a lot of things, it's very similar with, Zoo Different saying Boston 3-point heavy team. So they're either going to make them or miss. I actually don't agree with that. I think Boston is the most complete team in the league by a mile. Like, I know like people love Oklahoma City and they got their feet wet last year and they're coming in. Tatum can go to the hoop. Jalen can go to the hoop. They have so many players who are so good. I don't know. But similarly, is it just my timeline or are doodles everywhere?
Yeah, kind of taken over. I am going to go into tomorrow like cautiously optimistic. I still don't know exactly what I'm going to do with the airdrop. Are you still racing to the exit with your dude?
I'm planning to. I mean, here's the thing. Like, we have an easier decision that we could be. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. The likelihood is selling just because I could use the money right now, and it's. I've got like our couch. My dog has dug into our couch where it's got holes in it, so we could use a new couch, and those are not cheap. There's a couple other things we need to do around the house, so there's a likelihood that I will cash out. But I also have more optionality than most. Dawn, my wife, and I both have doodles. They were both launched into space day one. We both have a duplicator. Her airdrop is actually a little bigger than mine because she has more exclusive wearables. So, but nominally, but like we could potentially do one where it's like we sell one instantly and then watch to see what happens and have like a stop loss, right? Where it's like, oh, okay, like it opened at 250 mil. We sell one. It goes up to 300 mil. Okay, let's sell half the second one. Or it's like, oh, we opened the 250 mil. We sell one. It just tanked to 200 on sellers. Like, let's just sell the second one, right? We have optionality, whereas I think a lot of people have a lot more of a decision to make. And sure, you could always sell part of it. That's the beautiful part about fungible tokens. But my inclination is like, here's my inclination. I want to separate two things, just like Musty did yesterday. I'm probably planning to sell the airdrop as soon as I can. And I'm probably planning to buy more after the price eventually goes down, which it almost certainly will. And I'm probably actually planning to participate in DreamNet because I'm getting more and more excited about it. In fact, we might have Doodles on the show early next week to talk about that. So I was talking with the team a little bit to potentially hop them on. So yeah, man, I don't know. Like I think that I'm going to sell pretty quickly because I know a lot of people are like, oh, is there going to be a liquidating the short pumps or whatever? Whale did some math and said he thinks that the baked-in value based on the math is $150 million market cap. I think that's low out of the gate. Like, I think that...
I think Boop running is positive for it. I think Boop holding it $250 million is positive. I think that the market is, like... Things are very fickle and could be very different tomorrow, but I think the timing is going to turn out to be very good for them.
I also am not positive, but like people have talked about this. I haven't kept up as well. Like when people are talking about a partnership, they said like a lot of O's or something. So who knows what that means? Like I saw people speculating Cheerios, but like, I don't know, man. Like if they're able to come out the gate imagine if they come out the gate at $500 million. Like it's not crazy to think like Pengu was at like 2 billion at one point at a market cap when it initially came out. Now that was during the mania in December, but is it crazy to think that that dude opens up and sits for a little minute at $500 million market cap? Like it's certainly possible. Like I've been modeling out based on 250. Like I think 250 is a fair guess. Can go 175 to 200 on the low side at, but my base case is 250 and anywhere from, 350 to 500 on like an absolute outperformance ripper. But yeah, man, I don't know. I see it as a potential opportunity one way or the other, but I don't know. What do you think? What are you thinking? What is your plan? And what are you thinking on market cap?
I still don't know the plan. Market cap, I would say anywhere between, I think probably 150 to 500. Part of it's going to be what
it's a big range,
but what I don't know is what do they have behind the scenes, right? Like the going live on Binance day one is impressive. They better have some market makers because if not, all that's going to lead to is all these KOLs who are funding it firing off their shorts. So it's like you need a little bit of luck with launching a token. You need the planets to all align, not to be in Mercury retrograde, it's just like, not Trump not to announce a new tariff tomorrow. Like you need everything to line up well and you need a little luck. You also can do a lot of things behind the scenes, primarily with market makers that greatly increase your chances of short-term success and greatly mitigate your chances of going to zero off the jump. I just don't know what they have there. I have no clue what kind of money they have behind this launch. And I've never played in that world. It's not my, I really know nothing about it, but I think it's very, for a token launch, I think it can make or break a token.
It's interesting. I don't think it makes or breaks. One of the things that's interesting about this one, and I'm looking forward to getting more from the team on DreamNet and everything.
I think it can make or break momentum out of the gate. I think we've seen many token launches that missed first launch expectation and quickly sold off to zero. Where we've seen others that come out and they exceed expectations at launch, and then they build on that momentum for, in some cases, they're still doing it, right? It's just like, is it safe to say like the most important day in a token drop is day one, is the actual launch? Regardless of how much cooler stuff you do down the road, like
no, but yes. Like, I mean, in the first inning, yes. Go ahead, finish your thought.
That's it. Just in the short term, right? Like I get it's not everything, but I do feel like how they execute the actual TGE can make or break can make or break price discovery. Like the reality is most of this stuff is just not real. Like go look at some of these chains. Like I saw G Money kind of venting recently. Some of these infra tokens that have billion-dollar valuations, but yet they do like $100,000 in annual revenue. It's just stupid. Like it's not real. That's being propped up. It's just there. You can't come to that. Like I know a lot of things don't rely on fundamentals here, but that's just not real. I don't know another way to describe it. It is very much manipulated is the first word that comes to mind. I feel like part of me feels like you almost have to play the game to get a chance. Like if you don't play that game, you're almost DOA.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think like there's a couple things about that. So I see some of those and I wonder like, is that more about the same idea of like an NFT, an NFT collection that has a floor of like 4 ETH, but nobody trades it, right? It's like kind of like that a little bit for those examples.
You know what has a floor of 4 ETH that people are trading is that freaking Kaido NFT I didn't buy.
Back when they were like 1.5 or whatever it is.
I'm gonna be salty about that for the entire cycle, I feel.
Yeah, you said you were gonna buy it.
Yeah, I should just pull the trigger now so I can be mad about buying the top as opposed to mad about fading.
Imagine if that thing prints like
it's going to. It's going to be a printer. It's probably, and the thing is now if it keeps printing, the NFT price is just going to keep going up. And people need to forget about it for a bit, and they did, and I didn't forget about it, but I didn't pull the trigger, and now I'm salty.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But no, like I think it could be equivalent to that. I don't know. I mean, I would say day one launch is important for the following reasons. One, distribution needs to work. You had this happen with what was the AI one that everyone was pumping because it was on Kaido, and then they got a bot latched on because they vibe coded their remember it was AI token, they vibe coded their drop, and then like a bot latched onto it and was just draining everyone's liquidity upon claim recently. I can't remember for some reason. I'm blanking. I'm having a brain fart. It's early, but like that that's an example of something that is Wayfinder, right? And it's like, that's an example of like, you screw that up, it's like screwing up a drop, right? Like you screw up your drop, like it's hard to recover if you haven't done a really good job with it. So I think like, that's like one thing. There are some that can recover from it, right? Like OCM did a pretty good job. Like Magic Eden couldn't handle because they were putting some new tech into their drop for their Katoshi collection. They suspended it a day. It still sold out in 20 minutes. Like went to Starbucks, was going to mint when I got home, didn't get to mint. But most of the time, that part of it. So I think that part of it, if I'm the Doodles team, if I'm, the brand there, I'm making sure that I absolutely nail that distribution. By the way, early on, we didn't probably talk enough about the mechanics of the claim. I don't know. Have you gone through the claim process yet? Or you or Crocs? I know you guys put a doodle. What's that?
Just registered.
That's cool though, right? Like they're registering an airdrop, so you don't need to claim it. So whenever the token claim goes live, you're not going to have to claim or get in line. It's going to show up in your wallet.
Oh, I missed that part. I just thought we were.
I think so, unless I'm reading it wrong.
I thought it was still a claim. Yeah, I missed that.
As I understand it, I'm going to go and check real quick just to make sure. I believe that the thread said, don't worry, you can always claim, but I don't know. I'll double check just to make sure I'm not misspeaking. But I think that I'm gonna just go to their X now because now you're making me question it if you're not sure about that. But I thought that was what they were doing, is they were basically like, yeah, like, review it. So I'm gonna go look for that while I hand it back to you. But I was gonna say to me, like, the day one of getting it right matters. So all right, let's just share and we'll go through it together. Let's explore together, chat. Dude will be launching on Solana. We've optimized smooth experience and we'll be airdropping Dude to eligible communities. So they use airdrop there, but obviously it's a colloquial term for people. Here's how you get started. OG holders can pre-register and receive their allocation via airdrop. So that was my read on it. And they at one point said, I think at one point they said something along the lines of like, don't worry if you don't pre-register, you can always claim afterwards. But if that is the case, if I'm reading that correctly and the airdrop is correct and I am doing it versus that, and because I believe I read somewhere they're like, don't worry if you didn't pre-register, you can still claim it, but this is just to make it smoother. So I'll double check on that. But if I'm understanding this correctly and you pre-register, that's really similar to what, like, and I know you didn't get your final boss suit because you ran into some snags, but like, good vibes club you had to claim, which is one thing, but like final boss suit, just, I don't know, I believe, or maybe I did claim final boss suit. I don't know. Either way, if this is the case, like, that's a pretty cool mechanic. You pre-register and it shows up. But I'm not positive, so I'll double check to make sure that's not incorrect.
Yeah, it is a cool mechanic. Although I just keeping it real, I have become a big fan of the way, like, I don't want airdrops anymore. I'd rather buy them for $1.
Oh, you're thinking of like tax implications?
Yep. Especially after 1/3 of the IRS agents just got cut. But I think it's you're buying property as opposed to getting ordinary income. So yeah, I'd much rather pay $1 than get money dropped in my account.
Yeah. But yeah, so who knows? But either way, cool mechanic in the case. I'm cool with that. I understand your idea of like buying it for $1, like Azuki, I think, did something like that. But no, which who knows, like that's just like a sneaky way to get around it. I can't imagine they'll allow that very much longer because that's like it's kind of sketchy, right? But no, if you're able to like claim the airdrop, I think that's good. I don't know. So that's my personal take on it, is like, I think it's a pretty cool mechanic. I think it's a cool concept. I love how they've done the site. Going to be dropped tomorrow, but I think the drop, getting the token distributed and making sure nothing fails. And there's a risk on the Solana network always, right? Just like there's risk in, any sort of tech like that. That to me is what is important. And then I think because people expect a token to sell off, you're going to get the day one dunkers who are like, look at what happened to the token price. Oh, like what went wrong? Like those sorts of things. But I think everyone's sort of expecting that. But I guess my question is this. If you're the Doodles team, Cap, how do you feel? Like, are you looking at this as we're rewarding our community? Go on and sell. We don't care if the price goes down. How are you feeling about how people, you obviously want true believers, but like, how are you feeling about those day one sellers? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling bad? Like, because you're dropping this token, it's a liquidity event for your holders, but also you're building towards something. And I'm actually excited about what they're building towards.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough in their spot. They got to be happy for their holders that you view this as a liquidity event and they cash out. At the same time, this thing sells off to 50 million tomorrow. Like, it's going to put a lot of pressure on them to execute DreamNet or to have any sort of momentum. Like, I know they're different, but they're going to be directly correlated. If the dude plummets and the price, tanks, it's going to put an immense amount of pressure on DreamNet. So it's like, it is a fine balance, and it's just, I don't envy the spot. It's not one I would want to be in. I'm rooting for it all to go well, but yeah, it's, I don't know.
You think it puts pressure on DreamNet? Because I think it's expect token tanks. You don't?
To a degree, yeah. It's got to, I don't know what the number is, but it's got to be, I don't know. I would think it's got to, hold at least north of 100 million going into DreamNet. Otherwise, people are going to be just not, I could see it killing a lot of attention on DreamNet if the token price doesn't have it, like at least a material market cap.
I think 100 million is, I don't know. I mean, I think 100 million feels pretty safe.
I do as well. I just don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it goes.
What do you think the price of the NFT is come Monday morning?
I've seen most people guessing ETH.5. So if the market is guessing that, sure, maybe. I don't know. Azuki's dumped hard. Like Elementals went from like 1.5 to 1.7 or something to a quarter of an ETH. Like they dumped hard. Like I want to say it was like 1.5 all the way to a quarter of an ETH. Azuki's dumped hard. Beans dumped hard. Beans were over an ETH. They dumped hard. So yeah, man, I'm actually not sure. I'm really bad at this stuff. I'm really bad at predicting and knowing where stuff's going to go. I didn't think Azuki's were going to crash as hard as they did. I miscalculated my math on my airdrop. Otherwise, I probably would have sold an elemental or a couple of beans before airdrop, although I did fine. But I'm not sure, man. I think, you know what the funny part is? Let me actually build on that. And again, positive doodles momentum to me. The thing that I'm seeing all over the place is what Musty said yesterday, is that a lot of people are looking at using their dude token to sell and buy rare dudes. Like I've heard a lot of people say that. I've heard like at least a half dozen people I have seen in DMs or other places say, I'm going to use this airdrop. I'm going to sell my common and then I'm going to get myself a rare. That's pretty fucking bullish for the community, no? I mean, that's a bullish indicator that people actually want to own the rares. Like that is Azuki-esque to that degree. I think that core community, I think it's positive.
It is. I still struggle with. I struggle with why not have DreamNet live. Like I still struggle reconciling why not have that ready to go. Because right now, who's buying dude tomorrow? Basically, just speculators that are going to be bullish on DreamNet that we don't really. I don't think many quite fully grasp or understand what it is yet. So it's that marginal buyer is important. And while I applaud them not caving in and giving everyone who's ever held an NFT some allocation, I think they've done a fairly good job of, the airdrop allocation. I don't know as if those individuals who aren't receiving an airdrop, I don't see them. I see more of them talking about shorting the token than I don't see anyone talking about buying dude token.
I would say there's so I'll be curious if they pull any levers there. So there's a lot of levers they could potentially pull, right? I'm not saying they should or whatever, and I haven't done them.
They should. I think there should be something. Like it doesn't have to be live, but tease something that's coming as to why people are going to want to not sell their dude and why they want to buy more dude. Like otherwise, if it's just a launch tomorrow, who's buying this thing?
Like what if tomorrow they launch dude, announce a major partnership, and you could purchase whatever that thing is in dude at like a 20% discount, right?
Okay, maybe. But if not, while we've seen a lot of people talk about buying doodles, rare doodles, we've seen people considering holding their dude. I haven't seen a single person say that's getting dude allocation. It's like, oh, I'm doubling my bag tomorrow. I'm buying at drop. I have not seen one person say they're buying at TGE, and you need buyers.
This is the TGE. So this is the TGE conundrum every team has, is that your highest, most likely buyers are the people who are getting the biggest airdrop, right?
Yep.
And so, there's certainly that. Mason's asking, do we think that in order to build with DreamNet, you're going to have to use dude almost as a credit system to create and generate the doodles? Branded UGC takes a lot of GPU to make high quality outputs. I think that will be the case, actually. I think dude is going to be an ecosystem token there ultimately, which I think is really interesting.
But don't keep it from us, right? Like I'm trying to think back. When was the Otherside mint known that it was going to be an ApeCoin? Was that known at launch? Like when did ApeCoin run? Did it run right from the jump? Because the buy pressure on Ape was unlike anything we've seen on an NFT fungible token, because everyone wanted to mint other deeds, right? I don't think everyone's going to want to play in DreamNet, but some might. But my question was that known? Did we know when we got our ApeCoin claim or airdrop that if we want to mint other deeds which are coming soon, we have to hold this? Did we know that was coming, or was it just merch and some other stuff?
I think at the time it was they dropped it, and then shortly after they talked about the merch, and you're able to purchase in the merch. That was a whole that made for some expensive sweatpants, and they were taken out of the plastic. And then after that, I believe they announced the ape price for Otherside. So I don't think those all were, I think those were concurrent, like those were sort of in an order.
Follow.
There might have been an assumption with the leak roadmap, though, because the roadmap leaked. If you recall, there was an A16Z deck that supposedly, I believe it was an A16Z presentation deck that supposedly leaked. People tried to say it was fake, but then all that other stuff was on there. I think that's where everybody got the speculation around the second 100,000 plots that were supposed to be dropped that never happened. So I believe it was ApeCoin drop, merch drop, Otherside drop, and then the ape pricing. But I think that's also a different time. Like ape was the first, and everybody's like, how do I get access to the Yugi ecosystem? Because at that point, Bored Apes were a $200,000, $300,000 asset or something, and people could get to them. So like, all right, I'll get some apes, and that'll help me continue to participate. People thought apes were going to $1 million. I know that sounds crazy to say now, and everyone's like, ha ha, you dumbass holding your JPEG. Nobody knew. People thought apes were going to $1 million. People thought apes were going to $500,000, whatever it was. And people thought, okay, well, maybe there's a beta play here if I get ApeCoin. Like that was an actual discussion that happened. So I think like it's just a different time and the mechanics are completely different. I don't know
First
that
month, it dropped in April of 02 or 22, sorry. It opened at 1270, so $12 billion market cap in it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It ran up to 26 billion. It never dipped below 10 billion that entire first month.
Think of those numbers you just said out loud and
Insane.
how ignorant we were to the market compared to where we're at now. Think about that.
You know, when we talk about if you're taking screenshots, it's time to take profits. The core memory of mine, the screenshot I took and sent to my brother was an ApeCoin bag of $500,000. I did cash out, but not I should have sold the whole stack, not just 20%. But yeah, that was I vividly remember seeing that thing run up like, holy shit, what is going on? And yeah. If you're taking a screenshot, take profits.
I mean, you know, I if you remember, like we got the ApeCoin drop the claim day, and I was like really uncomfortable because I'm sitting there staring at it, and I didn't sleep well that night. And then the next day or that night, maybe I sold like half the bag, and then I woke up the next day feeling serene. Should have sold the whole bag. And probably, you know, I love my ape, so I didn't regret not selling it, but probably would have been a good prudent time to sell when they hit those massive numbers. I'd still be living off that money now, but at the same time, like, you know, you make mistakes, you learn from them. And it's crazy to hear like $12 billion market cap and think about that. Like if dude opened up at a $12 billion market cap, everybody's eating, right? So I don't know. I just think, I think it's gonna be interesting to follow. I don't think that the token tank, if the token tanks, it's going to, you know, I don't think it puts any additional pressure on them. I think it's expected that the token's going to open up at 250 to 300 million. It's going to drop to whatever number it drops to because people are going to take profits. I think the community should celebrate taking profits and say, good job, congratulations, like we made a bunch of money. And then when DreamNet launches, everyone's ready to buy back in and we see a little bump into the price again because, you know, people are going to find a way to participate. Because I do think also like DreamNet, like the success of your thing you build on DreamNet prints you more tokens and does better for you too. So it's like sort of like a creative combination of like a token / AI / you know, creative launch pad. I don't know. We'll get more from the team as they talk about it, but I think to answer the question in a long-winded way, I think the launch day matters in the sense that you don't want to screw anything up because like that causes a lot of FUD and that causes a lot of like sell pressure. And then you have all the haters on the timeline. What went wrong? Ha ha ha. LOL. You don't want that. But if it goes smoothly and the price goes down, I don't think that that's like if they have if they have announced partnership announcements, if they have utility, if they have reasons to keep the token up, great. If they have market makers, awesome. I'm not expecting that. You know, so I guess we'll see what happens. I think there are a lot of people. The other thing is we talk about short squeezing. You know, I was skeptical. I always said, like, why do doodles have this perception that there's so many haters on the timeline? Like, I always, like, because maybe my timeline was disproportionately doodles because I consulted with the brand. I really like the company. And now that I saw this dude drop, I get it, man. There are a lot of people. Like, I've seen, like, the EB7s. I like Eric. He's funny. He, like, had a bunch of doodles. He sold them. He thought that they didn't do a good job with it. Fine. I didn't realize how many people were mad at doodles. Like how many people have things to say, especially now they're not getting an airdrop. All the people, and then I look at their timelines. I'm like, these people have been funding it and they're asking for free money. Like it's crazy. So I get it, man. I get the doodles thing. And what they're saying there. I'm trying to find the one. There's a really funny one I had yesterday. So, like I said, I'm going to see if I can find that one. But it sounds like somebody is confirming airdrop. Is what I'm seeing. So I am right. So you pre-register, you get the money airdropped. I like that. Oh, here's one. I thought this was funny. Tasty Snacks launches. It didn't get nearly enough love on the timeline. Tasty Snacks launched this one with this picture. Never launched into space, never supported, never participated. Where's my airdrop? The team I spent the last year fading won't give me free internet money. Where do I short? I thought that was a pretty good one, especially the drooling gif that I got a kick out of. So that was pretty based. But yeah, man, I don't think day one's like hyper important outside of like getting the money to the people. Because like, let's face it, you're going to be upset if you registered for your dude airdrop and you don't get it till like Sunday. You know, and I know that's not going to happen, but like you're going to be upset if like launch day is Friday and you don't get it till Friday night or Saturday morning. So that part's important. I don't think the rest is.
Do you know what time? Do we know what time it drops?
We do not have a time yet, unless they said it in the surprise dude says yesterday, and maybe some of our dude friends can let us know. I do not know what time it is. My guess was noon because that's optimal for West Coast, East Coast, and Europe. I know it's not great for Asia. So maybe that's, not the case, but that was my guess. Is that I also think, yeah, like I think time's less to the team. Time should be less significant based on the fact that you're talking about like they're building a product with this whole thing. But no,
almost 1,000 ETH, 750 or 755 ETH in trading the last 24 hours. Floor pulled back down 11% to 3.28 after the run up, but yeah, massive volume. I mean, to give you an idea, that Kaido Genesis is second in volume in the last 24 hours at under 100 ETH, 97.9. So dominating the volume in the NFT trading streets. Our friends over at Good Vibes Club up another 12% on the day as well to 0.734.
Yeah, I'm at the point with the Good Vibes Club, by the way. I love Good Vibes Club. I may have to list my rare in the idea of like getting a floor that I like, because the floor of Good Vibes Club is beautiful. There's plenty of ones I can get a vibe with on the floor. Like I have the chance to like sell like for 2x plus floor and get myself a I'll let me see what the offer is on my current Good Vibes, because I bought this rare for 0.25 and a couple people called me crazy because I paid above floor for it at the time because it was like floor was like, whatever. Why am I having trouble getting to my NFTs?
I just listed. I had mine listed, and the listings fell off, and I relisted them at like 2 and 3x above floor. Same thought.
My offer's down. My offer was 1.15 ETH. It's down to 0.88 ETH, so it's not that much above floor. But if I list a rare, because I have a really, I'll share it with the screen. I got this one because it like I vibed with it and I thought it reminded me of me. They made a honorary. It looks similar. I love this Good Vibes Club, but the fact of the matter is, I look at something like this, and let's go to. In fact, let's for funsies, just as we're doing it. I don't know why my computer. I might need to like restart my. Probably have way too many things running. So you look at the floor, and you're seeing like I don't know. Like I could grab this one. I like this. This guy. I could grab. I like this guy with the little hair. I like the Good Vibes. I have this. Next to my name. So I could shop around for a Good Vibes Club that I truly like and vibe with, right? Like that's one that I could definitely do. But activity, if you look at sales, I want to see what the sales on my body are on the, let's see what the sales are on the hoodie that I have, the super rare hoodie. What the hell? I thought there was 50 something, right? There's 50. I don't know. I'm gonna find this one. Unless I'm blind and it's right there. Oh, these aren't really soon. There it is. Super rare hoodie. All right, so super rare hoodies. I don't want transfers on here. Get out of here with the transfer shit. Why am I not seeing? Oh, I didn't have sales on there. That's the problem. Anyway, I'll pull it up and kind of see, because I'm curious, because it's like, 2.75 2 days ago, 1.8 3 days ago, 1.11, 1.19, 1.0, 1.18. If I can sell for 2.75 and buy a floor, like, I don't know, like mine kind of slaps. Like I could see mine being a 2.75 ETH sale. I don't think that's a crazy thought if somebody really wants mine. And then the right person buys it and I go shop the floor, I've just made probably a decent turn. So in any case, I that's what I might be considering. Also on the Doodles floor. So you said the Doodles floor is down to, let's say the top offer is around 3.2. Listing floor is, I don't know why I'm having trouble finding like money this morning on this sort of stuff. It's at like 3.28. So I'm going to do some math on Doodles of 6,300 on the floor. So I think that's an implied market cap open. I'd have to look back at my chart of like 320 million maybe. So like if you're banking on it opening at 320 million, it's free. If you're banking on it open at 250 million and selling the Doodle, it's probably free. So it's really interesting to kind of follow those numbers, I think, a little bit and see what's going on with them. But yeah, it'll be a fascinating one to follow. Each one of these airdrops is a unique snowflake. I have no idea how to like, measure them at all anymore. I just look at the numbers, take a guess, and have my plan. So you said you're not sure though, before we move on. So like if your airdrop showed in your wallet right now, like what are the circumstances? What's that?
It's going to upset some people.
Okay.
Because I probably sell it and don't buy another dude. I'm either buying a Kaido NFT or what else? What else would you think I might be buying right now in that same range?
As Kaido?
Or Doodles?
I have no idea. Another NFT?
Yep.
A squiggle?
Nope.
What?
The one that I think has the most potential for another liquidity event that is just not known yet, but becoming speculation is ramping up.
A Good Vibes Club?
Nope.
One that is for a liquidity event. It's not a little pudgy. It's not a pudgy. You're not a Milady guy. I don't think it's. You're not figuring this out is probably going to make me make the move because people are just sleeping on it. What are people sleeping on? I know. You're going to go get a Koda, aren't you?
Yep.
That's a terrible decision. As soon as you said it, everybody in the chat knew it once you started to say it. Frosties, Diablito, CryptoPay. As soon as you're like saying it,
they're gonna flip Doodles. That's programmed because Doodles are gonna have the pullback after the token. The Boulder take, they're gonna flip Azuki. They're like it's gonna be the next runner. It's go after.
Is it a Koda?
Yeah, it's Koda. After Doodles,
Yeah,
what's next? What is known in terms of the NFT landscape? Because we had Penguins, then we had Azuki. Now we've got Doodles. We've got Abstract coming up soon. But as far as NFT specific airdrops, what is known that is next?
Well, if you don't have a little is a good one for the Abstract airdrop because it gives you a multiplier on your points. So that is one easy one as far as if you're talking specific airdrops. So I think little is there. If you wanted a V friend, that could get you in that community, or you could just buy. Honestly,
specific. I'm talking what things might have, what NFTs do we know have token airdrops coming soon? And I don't like, some of these newer ones that's what they were launched with that intention. But as far as like the in this range, I don't know as if like there is a next. And I think that people will rotate into chasing what's next. And Otherside's going live next month. And I think Garga's done all but said there's going to be some sort of a liquidity event for Kodas. And they're going to be the focus of what he's working on, everything he's building out with Otherside. Like, if Yuga decides to put Kodas in the forefront for a run and everything they're doing with Otherside.
So you're buying a Koda to sell, or you're buying a Koda for the liquidity event?
Both.
Well, one or the other, right? Like, are you going to would you hold for the liquidity event then sell, or would you sell?
What it runs up to. If it runs up to 10 ETH, I'll flip it. But I think that.
Come on now.
Again, this is proving my point. I think people are really like, it's been so long since Yuga did this that people have forgotten what Yuga can do when they have a drop, when they have a TGE. It's been forever. It's been years. And we were just talking about when they dropped their token, it opened at $10 billion was the lowest it hit in the first month. Like, I'm not saying that's what would come from the Koda, but they've done this before. Like, this isn't like, hey, can Yuga do this well? They've done it as good as anyone in the space. And I believe they're preparing. They've been planning to do another one, and part of doing it is timing, not just in market, but also Otherside being live. I think that there's a chance that they crush the TGE, and if they do, Kodas are really underpriced based on what I believe they would be rewarded in that scenario.
Good luck. I don't know. I guess I saw the TGE. Talk about the TGE discussion. Do you have like the whatever Garga said there? Because like I saw someone mention it on the timeline. I've mentioned I've been a little bit more hectic than normal. Like May and June are going to be nuts for me. I can come up for air in July, but what yeah, because
we also, I think we're going to have Pieter join us here shortly. We got to at least talk about the Bitcoin dominance topping. This is per Raul. He says he believes Bitcoin dominance is topped, and ETH leading the charge. Yeah, Bitcoin's almost at 100K, but ETH is getting eerily close to breaking 2K once again, Steve.
Yeah, I'll give. I forgot we had Pieter coming on, so I appreciate you reminding that because I was saving for the second half, but I'm gonna toss in this one. Because like we didn't. I think we can skip on rec drinks and save that till tomorrow, maybe.
Congrats to the team. Big sell. Another huge win for the rec drinks. Sold out in minutes.
Probably for tomorrow, like we're talking about infrastructure, the Jupiter send money anywhere, even if they don't have a wallet, is a really brilliant way to get people to start using Jupiter. We can talk about that and Robinhood with the blockchain in Europe. But related to the crypto specific stuff, I did want to throw on the, Bitcoin and crypto, the pros and cons of what's going on right now. So on the positive end, it looks like this is starting to become see upward momentum. On the questionable end, I think we're starting to see the partisan nature of crypto kick in, which is scaring me. It scares me that crypto is becoming partisan. So Trump advisor David Bailey is set to launch a $300 million Bitcoin investment company. Vivek Ramaswamy's asset management becomes the latest firm to announce a Bitcoin treasury. By the way, Arizona, shout out Arizona, is going to use seized Bitcoin in a potential reserve after they vetoed the bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So that means that they're open to doing it if they see some sort of Bitcoin to make investments there. But this part of it, a scheduled joint House hearing on crypto policy was derailed as Democrats walked out as a protest of President Trump's involvement in digital asset, citing potential conflicts of interest. We are now hitting the point where crypto is becoming a partisan issue, and that scares me, Cap. That scares me.
Well, it does. It's scary. On the flip side, might we see even a more aggressive push to get some of this stuff through from red-dominated states?
Yeah, but at what end, right? Like once that's out of the bottle, it's one thing, but you could also say like in 2 years with midterms, if the economy doesn't go well, or in 4 years, potentially, we see a complete reversal in all that policy. That doesn't feel good. So that's my worry personally, is like, I don't want this to be a partisan issue. Like, and that's where it's like, I mentioned when you elect Donald Trump, you get full unfiltered Donald Trump from the tap. You don't get a little bit of diet Donald Trump. You don't get Donald Trump light. And, it's not just good enough to be like, hey, we're going to make digital assets work and we have some investments here. It's, I'm launching a metaverse where I'm going to teach you about business. And it's going to be, they're launching this game that's like Monopoly. Also, there's this fund. My kids are involved in this. Everybody, Vivek Ramaswamy was originally on Doge, but then backed out. He's going to launch a Bitcoin fund. My advisor is going to launch a Bitcoin fund. It's like, damn, man, we're back here. A Trump ETF is going to potentially be like all these things that they're putting through. It's like, I feel like it's going to potentially set crypto back. And I think it puts it forward in the short term. This is Trump's doing the MLB NBA thing. There's a lot of short-term benefit here, but the long-term effects could be bad if it's too pushed in that direction, because it's just going to turn Democrats off. And honestly, like make my life more difficult as someone who evangelizes this stuff to people outside of the space who are like, yeah, but it's just a scammy thing that President Trump does. It's not like it's not like I like the direction it was going before, and Fidelity and BlackRock makes sense, but now what's happening with all this stuff, and that part sucks. So it's a little worrisome, but it's also good in the short term. So I'm just hoping that we have a little bit of a turnaround there. But that yeah, like Thomas says, like Trump likes it, so it has to be bad. I hate politics. It's kind of the feeling that we're seeing from certain people. So we shall see. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's worrisome.
Upgrade getting a lot of love on the timeline. I pinned up a post from Drew doing the kind of breaking that down, what all that means. Even getting love from like Mert and the Solana fanboys, giving praise to the core devs at Ethereum for pulling off, changing the engine out of a moving airplane in midair. I don't think that's the only reason that ETH is ripping today, but it doesn't hurt that they pulled off another upgrade. And before we move to guest here, I will pull up the tweet I was referencing, and there's a couple out there, but I know Dino Pawns, Dino Pawns had one here with a screenshot, and again, there's a few I've seen. This one in particular, he says, Garga. This is in the Otherside Discord, which I'm not. I mean, yes, I'm in there, but I don't frequent it. He confirmed that his gaming metaverse focus is strictly on Otherside and driving utility to Kodas. I'll pull up the screenshot here. We put a huge amount of love into Kodamars, which I think you can tell just looking at them and how insanely detailed and rich they are, but we're not equipped to run Legend of the Mara and Otherside at the same time. My gaming / metaverse focus is strictly on Otherside and driving utility to Kodas right now. I am a fan of utility NFTs. Just me. Like, some people prefer art. Some people like, just purely, non-fungible assets that don't do anything. I like the utility. I like the idea of airdrops and future dividends. And it's part of what got me so excited about this space in 21. And again, look, you guys done this very, very well. They haven't done it for a very long time. Last one, I believe, was January of 23, if I'm not mistaken. And those game passes sold for 10 ETH. Like, I know the market's very different, and that's not my expectation. I'm not expecting a 10 ETH airdrop from a Koda, but they're driving utility to Kodas. Like, that's his sole focus on what he's building out with Otherside is Kodas and driving utility and making this launch successful. Kodas are going to be at the core of Yuga's biggest launch in years. That's my thesis.
I think, again, I'm not, like, maybe Gargo would say differently, so I'm not saying this won't be the case. Now that I've seen that tweet, I am even less, like, man, this makes you sound like a hater, and I'm not. Like, I like Otherside. I think it's fine. Like, I think it's going to be good. Like, that vague, I'm trying to drive utility to Kodas, like, that's not saying airdrop to me. It might even just be a slightly bigger airdrop than, like, certain
Maybe it's not an airdrop. It doesn't have to be an airdrop. Utility to me, maybe it's an airdrop. They're going to be functional assets in the other side. That's what utility means to me. They're going to be earners or hunters or like, they're going to be some sort of a multiplier, some sort of a power up. They're going to, if other side's a hit, people are going to want to own Kodas. That's the thesis.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. Like, I think like that's like
I don't see Otherside may not be a hit. I think that's certainly a possibility. I don't see a world where Otherside is a smashing hit and Kodas aren't undervalued and being slept on. It's a bet on Otherside.
Why? I don't know. There's probably I know we have a guest, so maybe a conversation for another day. I just don't know. I don't know that utility in Otherside correlates to price on Koda. Like basically, the dance here is like people are speculating airdrop. I saw that. I know you're not saying that for a fact, but like,
yeah, airdrop and or earning ability in Otherside.
So you think passive earning in Otherside?
My Zed horses are making me a couple $100 a day right now. I log in and check a couple times a day. Like the thing, this can work. Now, is it sustainable? Who knows? But this isn't like people have done this in Web3, and I think Yuga can do it. Maybe they don't. Maybe it is a massive flop. I don't think it'll be a massive flop. Will it gain mainstream attention? I don't know. But I'm pretty confident they can do something with some in-game economies, with some sort of a flywheel that at least matches Zed Run for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, because like you have like, I mean, if Kodas end up having more utility than mutants and apes, people are going to be upset, right? So that's like a consideration. Like, I guess your bet is you're saying you think they're underpriced and being slept on, so you buy them now and you see they go up.
Yeah, no one talks about them. It's Yuga's second 10K collection. Other than people that are deep in the ecosystem, no one outside talks about, like, when's the last time Whale even mentioned Kodas? They're extremely slept on. And if Yuga starts talking about them and beyond just Otherside Discord, and they start saying, "Oh, this is coming for Kodas. This utility is coming for Kodas." Unless they're really hating on them, people like Whale and others are going to have to start talking about them. They haven't done anything with this asset, and it's still held up. To have the floor that it has today, and they haven't done anything with this asset, haven't talked about them publicly for years. I'm telling you, what most don't realize is there's a lot of Frosties out there. There's a lot of individuals that made Kodas their digital identity, and they've been deep building relentlessly. Like, go check out Otherside Wiki. It's incredible. It's incredible. Like, truly incredible. We actually should have Frosty on here sometime to actually give him some proper flowers and talk about what he's built. There's a lot of people in that ecosystem that is, since Otherside Mint, like for how we show up every day to talk about the space at large, there's people that since Otherside Mint have showed up every day building something for Otherside, which hasn't even launched yet. That's maybe unprecedented. I know it's a big, like, I know this is like really grandiose, like type of vision here, but like Grand Theft Auto 6 is launching. They've been building it for years, but it's only the corporation's been building it for years. What we're going to see with Otherside when they launch is not just Yuga that's been working on and building it for years, dozens, hundreds of individuals, other Space FM. You have individuals that have been building for years on something that's still in pre-launch. Like, I don't, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever seen this before exactly like this.
So the bet is Kodas are 2 ETH right now, right?
Roxy's not selling his Koda. I'm not asking him. I'm pretty certain based on the time he's put into building his digital identity, time he's building to Otherside Wiki.
I don't think Frosty's selling his Koda, but I guess my question is,
there's a lot of Frosties is my point, and people aren't aware of this.
Your perspective is that there's going to be
no disrespect to Frosty. He's a one of one, but there's a lot of individuals that have put in similar time, energy, and effort into their identity and building out, like basically pre-building, pre-gaming to build an Otherside. Hundreds of these individuals, people that own hundreds of deeds. Like, this is if you think about the market cap of other deeds, you think about the market cap of Kodas, how yes, they're down, but how well they've held up relative to the market at large, the size of that collection, and no one except people in the community talk about it in the timeline. It's an honest question. Like, when is the last time Whale mentioned Kodas or other deeds?
Well, yeah, because there hasn't been a compelling reason to, right? Because there wasn't anything we were doing with other deeds nor anything we were doing with Kodas. So your thesis here is that Garga's saying a Koda utility, which doesn't necessarily mean money, but means something will be happening with them. You think that you will buy it 2 ETH? I think we said they were
100% in the last month. You don't think that's that's not noteworthy for Whale to at least mention when he talks about every NFT collection that does anything? Any other NFT collection runs up 100% in a month. He's talking about it.
So it
didn't go from like 0.1 to 0.2. It's went from 1 ETH to over 2 ETH in the last month, and no one's talking about it. Like, name another collection that's happened to about.
I'll double check if he's talked about it, but I guess like the contention here is Will talked about Otherside on April 30th.
Because of the anniversary, though, not because of anything like. Maybe, yeah, he mentioned he did acknowledge that it was the anniversary when everyone was talking about it. But as far as like the NFT collection or the Kodas, I've missed it if he's talked about it.
Yeah, I guess like my point being like, so the thesis here is that, and I'm trying to see what Whale has when he's talked about Koda. One of his replies, March 10th. To be honest, you're the only person I know with the Koda PFP, which makes you unique to Crypto Frosties. He has hit it a couple times, but you're right. Like, as an example, and I know like Whale's not the market or whatever. So your point is Kodas are 2 ETH, which is like 4,000 US American dollars right now. At 2 ETH, you buy one of those. Garga talks about it. They drive some utility. And regardless of the actual airdrop or money ability, you see price going up from 2 ETH because of that. Like, you're not looking at it. You're not looking at it as utility drives down price, which happens at times. You're looking at it utility drives up price, like once people know what it does and what it is. And then
there's already been momentum building just on speculation. So yeah, I think
what's your upside? Like, when do you sell that Koda? If you were like, and I know like it depends on a lot of things, but if you had to say like gun to your head, you have a Koda at 2 right now, what would a price target be? 3 ETH?
No.
Whoa.
Go look at the listings, man. There's 190 of them listed. To get to 3 ETH, that's 35 sales. 600 doodles sold yesterday on token announcement.
I am rooting for you on this play. I will be sidelined, but I will be cheering for it. I'm not saying they won't go up. I'm less optimistic in the sense that I also think there's probably a lot of people who have Kodas that they got at like 30 ETH and from other deeds. And if these things rip a little bit, they're going to be ready to roll. But like, I have to
do deeper dive, but I think a lot of those people are already taking their L's though, is anecdotally based on conversations and just perusing through the sales from time to time. Yeah, I'm sure there's some, but I think a lot of those people already took their L's. I think that a lot of that L taking came in the blur farming season on the sell down to 1 ETH. I think they found bottom, and I think we're starting to see organic grinding up and people collecting them again.
It's an interesting thesis. And to your point, it's a counter thesis to what I think and a lot of market thinks, which may be onto something. It's too risky for me because I think the downside is like several $1,000s there, right? Like you could have the downside, that's pretty high, but the upside could be big too. I don't like my personal read, and I'm not saying that you're wrong because I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I don't know what's coming. Is the downside risk is higher than the upside risk because but I also could be wrong. Frosties knows the market better than anybody else. You know pretty well, so I guess we'll see what happens there. But I am not a lot on that same line. I don't see that as I have a hard time seeing them getting, like, I think like a massive bull would be a 5 ETH run. Like to me, like that would be like a massive run would be from 2 to 5. I think 3 on some announcements might make sense. Maybe 3-5, but I don't know, man.
This is like, yeah, he says, I think Koda is going to be the AI companion. I 100% agree. I don't know. Who knows if they pull it off? Who knows what they do? But yeah, that seems like the most logical dot to connect is these are going to be some sort of an AI powered companion in Otherside. I have no idea, but I'm excited. And I think if it's a big if Otherside is a hit, Kodas are very undervalued. That's it. And Otherside may not be a hit until, I don't know, 2028. And this is a very long play. So it's not like, that's why when you say like 3 ETH, no, because I'm not buying. I wouldn't be buying to flip on short-term price action. I would be betting on their ability to still execute Otherside and it being a hit. And that I knowing that may not fully play out for years, or it's the utility in game is one where every month, every quarter, every year, there's perks, there's benefits, there's dividends for holding that asset, and as they continue to build the platform, we'll see.
Yeah, no, we'll see. Good. Look, I'm not trying to piss in your cornflakes here. I promise. I am more.
I get it. It makes me you're as close to this space as anyone, and you're just making me double down on my thesis that Odeka just said is like, well, for the outsiders, no one's talking about because they don't seem to be doing anything. Well, yeah, they've been building Otherside like that. When they launched this, they said this was a multi-year play. Have they had some pivots? Could things happen sooner? Possibly, but nothing has been happening publicly facing. But they've been building this ecosystem with dozens of people using these SDKs, and they're getting ready to launch that. That's what. So when we talk about looking at markets, and if you're looking to trade NFTs or anything in this space, you usually want to buy before everyone starts talking about it. And this isn't just like, oh, they're going to start talking about what they're going to do. The thesis, they're going to start talking about what they've been doing, and the thing's going to go live. And if people like the thing, then that's when people start paying attention. Not like, so the time to buy isn't after Whale and everyone else starts talking about them. And he says many people aren't following the whole ecosystem. If they're slept on, we don't know. So it isn't fair to say Whale doesn't talk about them. What I'm saying is Whale talks about NFTs. They're one of, if not the best performing NFT over the last 30 days, and people still aren't talking about them. And all this is happening before they've even shared what they're going to be doing. It's just, maybe it's not well received, but if it is well received, then faces are going to melt.
I like the thesis. And that's what I was saying. I don't want to piss in your cornflakes. I like it. It's like, I'm trying to work it out because I've had zero thought about this. I did see the vague thing on the timeline the other day, but who knows? But I don't know. We can kick it over. I know Peter. We got Peter coming on here in a minute. I'm glad you brought that up though, because I wasn't thinking about it. Wasn't on my timeline. Wasn't something that I was locked in on. So I like it.
I saw Machiavelli flew up. Did you have one quick thought on Kodas, and then we'll get to Peter? If not, no worries.
Yeah, I probably sound like crap, and I'm sorry, but in my circles, we've been being told to buy Kodas since they were 0.7 about 2.5 weeks ago, and Rita's been screaming to the gills for the past month that if you don't have your Kodas, you're going to miss what's coming. So I would say get a Koda.
Rita might know a thing or two about what's happening behind the scenes. I don't know.
Probably bullish though. Like sometimes, I mean, he's really close to it, and that could be good or that could be bad. They can go both ways, right? Like, I mean, like, and we've all
here's the thing. Here, it may not hit. Connect. It's easy to not connect. There's going to be something coming for Kodas. There's going to be some announcement. It may flop. It may not do anything. Something is coming. I don't know how to be more clear. Some announcement is going to come. Kodas are getting some utility. It may may not be interested in, but what if they are?
Yeah, that's the bet. That's the space we live in, where it's like, hey man, like there's that, I'll think more about this and have a more cohesive thought because I'm responding on the spot. So don't hold me to like any takes right now. I need to do a little more research, and then who knows? Maybe I'll buy a Koda tomorrow. We just never know. We shall see what happens. But yeah, good. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I want to research more into it because I haven't thought about it very much, and you're really excited about it. So we'll see where it goes.
That said, Peter, how many Kodas are you buying? I kid. GM, appreciate your patience, and in all seriousness, feel free to get in on the Koda Otherside conversation if you'd like, and I'm happy to talk. Looking forward to talking all things board brewing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you got me wanting to buy like 6 Kodas. I've been following it for a little bit. I think I sold one at 6.5, just when things were scary, maybe like 6 months ago. So it would make me feel like I'm really smart. But I don't know if that's a good question. I do know that I have been completely red pilled, blue pilled, whatever it is, on ApeChain the last couple months. And if that has any like correlation to the activity, the vibes, I mean, like Dilly joining the team, Vi over there, Sven, everything that's going on. That we were on the G's about it space yesterday. It feels like the good old days over there, and there's a lot going on. So yeah, it's I think that's a good place to kind of go check out these days.
Appreciate you mentioning that Dilly move. Big congrats to Dilly if you missed it. They announced yesterday he's moving from the Thank Ape organization. We did an incredible job there over to the ApeChain team to be their partner success manager. I may be butchering the title there, but effectively essentially working with the individuals and teams that on board on ApeChain and work with that foundation. But yeah, pumped about that. Pumped for ApeChain. And what has you red pilled? If you might expand on that a little bit, then we'll get into board brewing. What was it that got you drinking the ApeChain Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably talk more as a founder versus speculator NFTer today, just because I know the audience and a lot of awesome war room folks here and stuff. Like I got pilled on the AI agent stuff, and I got really deep into that, and then I, have been exploring chains for things that we want to do around, utility for board brewing, and kept ending up back at ApeChain. And so then, I don't know if it's happenstance or just luck, but like Think Agents absolutely crushed their mint on their soulbound AI agents and the framework that they're building, and Jesse Bryan over there. And, had a conversation with them, and it lined up really well with what we're doing with our kind of our brand mascot and a big vision we have for the future of how you make buying decisions. Someone made a really fascinating post about, ChatGPT or whoever you're talking, whichever agent or AI infrastructure you're talking to is going to know so much about you and have so much trust with you that it's going to be so easy for them to slip in advertising. And you should probably, I think it was quit. You should probably own your own data at that point so that you're less susceptible to your the AI agent that you talk to about your feelings on a Monday morning, and then ask it for grocery advice, and then ask it how to help with your kids, that you're going to get swayed once they start monetizing it even more. And so think agents, we believe that we can make one of the first AI agent anthropomorphic brand mascot people that is essentially an AI KOL that is not a KOL. It's a trusted brand person, like, I don't know, Tony the Tiger for Frosted Flakes, but knows everything about beer and knows your preferences on it, and is someone that you can interact with and play with. And so so we launched our NFT collection on ApeChain, a bit of a stealth launch a couple of days ago. So.
And I just pinned up a post from Board Bishop up top. If you've not checked out that, go give that account a follow. But expand that a little bit. I know this is actually if you're regularly used to tuning in on Thursdays, we often have AI with Bunchu as one of our more popular segments. No Bunchu today, but still the ability to talk AI. It's just going to be AI with Pieter. What this idea of? So first of all, rewinding. You mentioned this agentic KOL. What's powering it? Is it on ApeChain, or tell us a little more about that, or is that still in the process?
So I mean, it will be on ApeChain in the sense that AI agents can't have a bank account, but they can have a crypto wallet, and they can. I'm trying not to give away too. They can do certain things on the blockchain that traditionally you couldn't do before. And so, his name is Board Bishop. He is the brewmaster for the Board Brewing Company. So, I mean, ApeChain is a natural home for him, but we had to make sure it actually, like, the tech stack we chose or the blockchain we chose and all those kinds of things actually line up with what we want to be able to deliver to people. So, so a lot of the things he do will live on ApeChain. Some of it will be cross-chain eventually as well. But himself as his character profile and where his memory stored and all that kind of stuff is not on chain specifically. That's not really the ideal for. Once we get to once we can interface with think agents, then we can own a bunch of the data that is unique and proprietary and also sensitive potentially for customers. So if we hook Bishop into our Shopify API and pull out information about orders so that someone can just come and say, hey, where's my order? We have a way to, protect that information and not make it this like ChatGPT slop of where is my information going kind of thing.
We are very both. I'm pretty sure Steve got the agent package as well. We're very excited about those sync agents. I'm not trying to pry or have you share anything you can't share yet, but is there anything additional? Like how is that? So will Board Bishop, will it become a think agent or it's going to be used? I'm not fully understanding exactly how all that is going to work or fit together yet. Like, is it a think agent, or it's using the think agent protocol in Rails, I guess?
Yeah, the think agent protocol in Rails, you can integrate, like you can even just plug in the Eliza OS into it. So it's not necessarily that you need to build everything on Eliza, and that's why I jumped on a call with them pretty quickly to be like, hey, I don't want to duplicate a bunch of the development that we've done, and they said no, it's you can plug it in later, and then you can kind of offload what you want into the think agent stack versus certain things that you may be hosting on an Amazon Web Service, for example. So, which was really interesting and cool. You just need to be able to power that. You need your own computer and your whatever you have to, depending on the scale you want it to run, you need to be able to have that infrastructure set up internally. So I can hear the brewery.xyz music in the background of somebody looking at minting their keg. So that's I used AI to generate that music. So
it was giving me the lo-fi vibes from the original Board Ape Yacht Club lo-fi YouTube lo-fi playlist. But yeah, if you haven't yet, you can head over to brwry.xyz and craft your own keg. 33 Ape And I don't know, maybe there is, you can't see it here on my, well, let me scroll down, but it says, we're not saying there's a secret list, but if there was, sharing might help. So I don't know. Should I read more into that?
So it's 3D art generated by Alex Marks, who did that amazing ApeFest Island image a while back, and he's been working on it it was over a year that it took for him to do this 3D art, plus redacted stuff. And so, yeah, the let's just say Bishop watches everything, and he pays attention to who's early and who shares and things like that. But it really is for now an art project where we have fun stuff we want to build out that could be cool perks around owning the art, but there's no roadmap, no anything like that. So, but let's just say the kegs, they start empty.
And Peter, I know we really just, I apologize. We go way back, friend of the show, friend period, OG in the club. I really probably should have gave you a little bit of more of a proper introduction. For those that aren't familiar, do you mind even sharing a little more about Board Brewing and what you have, like the actual physical location? I know I think I heard on another space recently, it's the most photographed mural in all of Calgary. Is that right?
I might have said that I was hoping for it to be, but anecdotally, everybody who walks by, I could stand at the window and watch 100 people in 4 hours walk by and photograph it. So my goal is to have that be what it is. I got to figure out a way to quantify that, but we'll see how many people post that to the internet and how I could scrape that information. But yeah, there's definitely been tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people have photographed that mural it's about 35 feet tall by maybe like 30 feet wide on the front of our building for the tap room. So Board Brewing, we started IRL first. We found 50 founding IP contributors who graciously allowed us to use their Apes, Mutants, Punks on our beer cans. And so we tell a story through the can. We write a little write-up about their character and fun things of that nature. And we've done about 18 or 20 SKUs. So we have energy drinks. We did a partnership with Serum, actually. We have a Serum energy drink as well. We have beer in Canada and the US, and we are the distribution part for Ape Water Canada. And we have a physical tap room in Calgary, Alberta, where we had Brewfest last year, and people flew out and we rode those pedal bikes around Inglewood, where the tap room is, and partied on the patio and hung out there. And yeah, it's been a fun ride. We've been at the last two Ape Fests with everybody. We were in Hong Kong and Lisbon, and we did the Bape collab. So we have the Bape can that we're very proud of. That was a huge collaboration for us, a lot of work. And so this is our foray into what has always been a vision around the Web3 side, and ApeChain and AI agents, and everything just lined up perfectly with us. And I mean, ApeChain was trending yesterday on Twitter, I think Sven said, or approaching trending. And so the timing feels pretty great to have our little secret keg mint kick off.
It really does. This is one where it gets me really excited, because this is, you rewind to 2021, Apes Minted, they gave the IP to the holders, and it created this new wave of building businesses under this shared IP, or this similar IP. And Board Brewing, I think, was probably one of the first, if not the first, physical location to really lean into it, and to see the physical presence continue to grow. The collaborations, as you mentioned, are pretty impressive. And now it's at a point where with ApeChain and some of this AI stuff, it's taking this physical brand and bringing it back on chain. And I'm excited to see this intersection of real world physical restaurants, breweries, and what you can do, how you can leverage blockchain tech to build a better customer experience, whether it's loyalty programs or other things you can do. I know we were talking a lot about Otherside this morning. Do you have plans to build out anything in Otherside? Do you have plans for any sort of, I don't know, digital brewery? Like, is that something you can speak on yet, or no?
Yeah, Rita made us a fun structure in one of his 3D environments that he did a video for the brewery. I'd love to design the full brewery itself. We've got concepts and models and things that we would want to do. Kind of just waiting on the ODK and how it functions and all that kind of stuff. And we have a place that we might want to put it and figure out how that all works. But yeah, these, everything should be interoperable. That's the whole point. And so if you own a keg, or if you own a Koda, or if you own a Ape, you should be able to jump around from island to island and go into different places and have different interactions. And the gamified rewards thing is heavy for Web3 degens, but also the decentralized ownership and also the IRL vibes. And I love those spaces that happen in the bubbles. And so there's so many fun ways that we can barely even think of all the ways that we do it. And if we can have Bishop standing behind a bar and have him be fully something you interact with and chat and try and tease alpha out of, it just seems like a magical experience that I think is where Garga's heading with his whole wanting things to be persistent and something you can engage with full time. So yeah, we're excited about all of it for sure.
Awesome. Love it. Is there anything we haven't, the Mint site, again, that's linked up top. Go click through click through Board Bishop's account and the link to the Mint sites in the bio there. Is there anything we haven't asked you yet, though, that you'd like to share, that you're hoping to talk about regarding Board Brewing or anything else related to what you're working on? You're muted if you're there. There we go.
Did I rug?
Nope, you're back. You were just muted for a second. I think you're back, though. Check. Oof. Might be in the process of a rug. We'll see. You're still on stage, but you're back to muted now. If you can hear me, if it's not working for you, you might need to take a lap, might need to leave and come back. Leave, force close your app and come back. It has been a little finicky this week. Chespy, you can still hear me, right?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we got you. Yep, you're back. You're good. Can you hear us? Steve, you can hear Peter, right?
I can hear Peter. I can hear you, but no luck there. Actually, it's funny. I had to step away for a second, and I checked, and my my headphone jack is somehow working on my iPhone now. All of a sudden, after 2 days of not working, so knock on. No, because I realized I was going to do it, and I'm like, I don't want to use rubbing alcohol. Bring this thing to the store if it's jacked up, and then tell me my warranty doesn't count or my Apple Care doesn't count because I put friggin' rubbing alcohol in it. So I decided not to take your advice on that one, even though I know that you used to do this for a living, because I'm under Apple Care, and they will literally, I think, give me a new phone if I take it in sometime before November 25th this year. So it's probably a good idea just to get the brand new phone if it's not working versus try the rubbing alcohol to get this one working.
Fair.
Thought price is there.
Fair. Peter's back on stage. Let's do a mic check.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Sorry.
We got you. No worries.
Cool. Twitter hates me. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe
it's the Android thing. I tried on the Android. I tried on the desktop. I always end up getting rugged at some point and feeling like just immediate panic of like, I can't hear anything. They can't hear me. So, yeah, it's fun.
So the TLDR this morning is everyone needs to go mint the keg with your ape on it, so Peter can get an iPhone.
I hate iPhones. I tried. Anyways, the TLDR is if you want to mint, just make sure you are using delegate.xyz version 2. We went heavy into the nobody should use their cold wallet, and warm.xyz is being deprecated, and V1 of delegate is also being deprecated, and the shadows thing has been honestly a nightmare to kind of navigate. Some people have shadows checked on. You need shadows turned on because we're protecting the mint on chain in the contract. And so if your shadow isn't turned on through delegate, then you will get an error. So that's been a lot of fun. And
for what it's worth, it was super smooth for me, but it was because I went. I'm trying. What did we link it for last time? What was the first with the mint?
It was Mintators, but yeah, like I like, for example, I went to brewery.xyz and it tells me I don't have an ape because I know I have my ape linked through delegate, but doesn't work. It's not Peter's fault. It's a delegate thing.
You got to do that V2. Once you do it once, though, it's super.
But I have it in Registry V2. Registry V2
really?
shows my wallets are my cold wallet is connected to my current wallet, my CFKBark.eth, but with outgoing and incoming. But I don't know. Like
I shadow beside the wallet.
No.
Did you enable shadows?
No, so I haven't gone through the shadow process yet because I have to go. I honestly, I don't even understand how to. I'm a tech guy. I work in tech. The shadows process has been explained to me a couple times, and I haven't been able to get it right. And I need to go get my ledger, and then I need to bring my ledger and put everything together. And so I just haven't I haven't been able to do it. So I'll try to figure it out if I can. But the shadows thing, it didn't work for me on Mintators, and it's weird to me because I don't really understand why if I've delegated this wallet, not your fault. This is just me bitching about the tech. Like I've delegated my wallet multiple times in V1, V2, and then it's like, but now you have to re-go back and do shadows specifically. So anyway, I got to go through the process and have someone walk me through it at some point, but it's cost me from doing a lot of things actually recently, or a couple of things recently. So hopefully I'll get it all set up because I definitely want to mint my keg for that 33 ape, and it's badass. It looks really slick. But I just need to figure out the delegate side. It's super not intuitive, so I got to get it.
But once you do it once, once you have it set up, then it's set. You don't have to do it every time. Like once you set up, once you click the shadow box the first time, like this morning to go on to mint the keg, it was 2 clicks. It was there. I basically connected my hot wallet and my ape appeared.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone will have to show me. I don't get it. I've tried a couple times, but we can continue to go. But yeah, that'll be. But no, the kegs look slick. I think did a really good job on the art there, and it's pretty fun to see everybody sharing them on. Definitely want to figure it out so I can get mine on there as well because I do want to use delegate, not my Cobalt.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll say on it is like the delegate V2 is on ETH, and so just because you're delegating your ape on ETH. The whole thing is they dropped everyone's shadows, and those shadows can move around. And so if you don't click on the shadow on Delegate V2, you're essentially not telling it that it can use that shadow token on ApeChain. And so what we had to look for is, do you own the ape shadow, essentially? Like, is that shadow something that we can interact with? Because a smart contract cannot talk across chain. And so if we are asking our smart contract to say, hey, does this person actually own the ape, essentially the ape shadow? And we can't go look at Ethereum for that. And so I think we've probably got half the mints that we would have or could have. Gene has been doing this whole like talking people through shadow. So I think we should get sponsored by ApeChain and quit just for helping everyone with getting way more people to tick that shadow box. But it is confusing. It absolutely, like, I'm a computer science graduate. That's my degree, and I have troubles following it. So yeah, but worst case,
yeah, it's like you have to.
Well, I can airdrop you one.
That's
some
okay.
people have just given up. So
yeah, I need to figure it out. It's just like yeah, like so go to your like enable shadows, but then submit your delegation, but then you need to confirm the transaction, and then you need to maybe sign a ledger. And I need to I don't know, I need to figure out exactly what I'm doing here. I'm gonna try to play with it, but I'm just not. And on one of them, they're like, oh yeah, you just have to put the contract, and here's the contract, and find the contract for your specific shadow. I was like, I feel like this is an example of why we're not closer to mass adoption versus more closer. But yeah, we'll do my best to get on there because I definitely want to get one. Don't worry about airdropping me one. I should figure it out anyway. Because it's something I need to do. It's just every time I go to do it, it's like, a whole nother thing. But it's great that you're working on onboarding the masses onto the proper delegate, and hopefully I can get it working here sooner than later. But appreciate everything you're working on there, especially the in helping people get through the tech. Like you said, you should be picking up they should be paying you from the Yuga side to get this thing working.
Yeah, Gene's been grinding on it, so he's been a legend for that, and he loves talking to people and hanging out with them. So, and ultimately, I'll throw out that if you don't have an ape or a mutant, you should maybe Bishop says join our other page and just watch around there for any potential badges that come up, because there could be something for non-apes and mutants down the road. He's a brewmaster and a bartender, and he wants everyone to be happy. So that's his vibe.
But as far as today, it's the images, like the only images on the keg would be an ape or mutant. Is that right?
Yeah, we've rendered every asset of ape and mutant on there. So
and if someone doesn't have one, can they mint, or they can only mint if they have an ape?
They can only mint if they have an ape or mutant right now.
Go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anything else we did? I think that's why I lost you last time. Is there anything else we didn't ask you yet this morning that you're hoping to share about Board Brewing or anything else you're working on?
Not necessarily. No. I'm not real. Like, I feel like I'm chilling when I actually just love, the AI Thursdays and chatting about that kind of stuff. And the Coda conversation had me peaked as well. And then I would say, find someone who's passionate in ApeChain and go see what's going on there, because I haven't seen vibes like that in a while. That's my alpha for the group today. Is there's a lot of people over there just clicking buttons and doing things and having spaces, and I haven't heard so many people laughing on his face as they did on G's yesterday, and so it's a good time. That's maybe my note for the day.
Good note. I see we have Chespy on here, one of these spaces hosts. Do you have a go-to space, ApeChain space that you prefer? I know there's a lot of them. There's the trenches, the ApeChain trenches are mini grinders on a daily basis out there hosting spaces. Do you have a go-to space, Peter?
I like the G's about it. And then just because of my work schedule, I try and just randomly hop in when I need to. I can't program or do certain things while on a space, so I hop between the ones that are on when I can see them. So if you follow Rita, he's on all of them. So whenever you see him talking, just see which one it is and jump in.
That's the alpha. That's the alpha. Awesome. Well, really appreciate you joining us this morning. Appreciate how you're doing with Board Brewing and really pushing this world of decentralized IP and where physical real world meets on chain. We need leaders like yourself to really take this leap. And Steve, I think about it, it's like in passing there, Peter mentioned, imagine like Tony Tiger. Imagine if Tony Tiger was an agentic agent. Imagine if we were interacting with all these mascots. Like they had more personalities, like they were living, breathing things. And I think we're going to see more and more and more of that as we move into not just throughout 2025, but years to come.
Yeah, no, I think it's one of those weird parts where we're in the growing pains between, point A and point Z at the moment. And there's 24 letters in between the two of those. And it's like figuring out exactly how we get there, because to your point about the, agentic experience, like, why didn't you have agentic shopping assistants, agentic people you can interact with as brand mascots? Like, it makes sense. It's just a matter of eventually getting there, which I think is going to be the growing pains of all the tech we're seeing now. It's going to consolidate and ultimately land somewhere. And it's like people who are betting on it now, I think, are the ones that are ultimately going to net out in a positive place, because you're basically betting on the future, man. Like, I think that's it. I think you're just betting on the future. Yeah. Suddenly my charge port works, by the way. That's awesome. But no rubbing alcohol. So we did not void anything, but no, it's a cool opportunity, to build in this space. And I think Peter's thinking about it exactly the right way. I think a lot of these people are, think agents letting you own your data are pretty cool. So just seeing all these pieces start to crystallize and come together, I think is going to change the way we do, quite literally. I was just having a conversation with a leader at a major company in Web3 who said, like, basically, we're encouraging everybody here to do as much AI as humanly possible, right? It's like, because, it is the go-to first. It's not agency support. It's not hiring more people. It's what can AI do to enable you to do a better job? And I think that that's how most companies should be operating. And I think Web2 is probably falling behind in that sense, that some are embracing it and others aren't. Like, some Web2 companies are saying you're having AI do your job, you're in trouble. I think it should be the opposite. Like, yes, you don't want it totally writing for you or doing everything for you, but using it to augment your job and make yourself more efficient, that should be encouraged. So, yeah, it's all moving that direction, man.
100%. Speaking of AI things, I just saw that if you were looking to pre-register for the Dude, it's 4 p.m. Eastern today is the deadline on that.
Wonder if that's a 24-hour warning.
That's what I'm guessing.
So we think 4 p.m. tomorrow is now the
who knows, but that was my first thought as well. Looks like we're getting Dude. That was my first thought when I saw the registration warning. Is, it looks like Dude's dropping 4 p.m. tomorrow. But just a guess.
Yeah. Shall see. Should be good. Machiavelli, I saw your hand flap. Get in here.
Yes, sir. I see that we didn't have Bunch you today. Maybe I wasn't paying attention earlier. I didn't hear, but I wanted to ask you guys: did you either one of you grab a Think Agent?
Yep, I have two. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had grabbed 2 myself, and then I got all the monies I invested into it back, and now I have a free bundle. So excited about that. But I'm really excited about these things. I can't wait for the whole system to launch. And like, my goal is to turn this thing to go make a medium household income out there in the world and try to affect the e-commerce industry the best way that I can.
I think that's a great goal. I think that is it going to be easy? Probably not. Like, most people that attempt to double their income with an AI agent are probably not going to get there. But honestly, I think that's what everyone should be doing right now. And maybe it's not a medium household income. Maybe your goal should be, I want to generate an extra $500 a month using an AI agent to do the work for me. I think that thought process of how can I not duplicate my efforts to get a second or third job to increase my income? How can I spend some time training an AI agent to continually duplicate my efforts and bring in that passive income? More and more people are already doing it. Like, if you open up X, you'll see a thread on this AI agent made $10,000 in the last 24 hours.
I avoid all those things.
Yeah,
Cap.
that's why. Like, it's not just a KOL influencer thing. It's not just a cheesy, like, go check out this post that's doing crazy numbers. Like, it's very real opportunity. People are going to start creating incredible side hustles using their agent to put in the time, not themselves. So yeah, I think it's a great goal to be striving towards.
Yeah, I think Facebook is going to be my area of target as well, because we have a little bit of an older generation that uses more online services on that platform as well. And so, like, there's a lot of simple things that an agent can do, from resumes to tax letters and stuff like that you could charge a small nominal fee for, that people would take advantage of, rather than, full service type of situations.
I like how taking advantage of the boomers is his goal. Like, you try to take a little bit of the power back. I like what you're thinking there. Trying to get them to, boomers do the, that we're like, boomers basically are the Hayden Davis text over and over again. Boomers are, we're going for massive extraction on this one. That's what he does. That's what boomers, how they live their lives. So, and I kid, not all boomers, not everything, but they've definitely done pretty well for themselves with stock market and some of the companies they do, and the way that they have at pretty much all expenses try to do things. By the way, side note, I just paid $10 in gas to try to connect my shadow token. Did not work, so that was good. So apparently I did it wrong. So just a shitty tech experience, honestly. Like, it's like not try. Like, I think the shadows is a great piece of tech. I think what everyone's building here is really cool. I think the idea of like being able to mint with shadow and do the delegate, it's just, I feel like delegate is just painful, and there's got to be a better way when it's like, yeah, thanks for delegating the first time. Now we went to V2. Okay, delegated all that again, went through the whole process. Thanks for delegating V2. Now you got to turn shadows on. Okay, now I got to turn shadows. It's like, okay, well, I just think I did it right, but then you need to do this. And you also need to go down the street and find a guy at the local Burger King who he's going to give you a banana that you're going to need to bring over to the guy at the Walmart. They're going to be able to get you what you need to plug in your ledger. And then once you get your ledger in and press it and press shadows and put the contract address, and it's like, I don't know. It just feels very not simplistic, and maybe I'm just an idiot, need to figure this thing out. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I just burned $10 in gas for nothing. So that was good. So here we are.
But hey, you didn't burn your iPhone warranty. And just to rest those concerns aside, if you weren't familiar, isopropyl alcohol is entirely safe for electronics. We would actually bathe boards from iPhones and other electronics in pure isopropyl alcohol. I mean, you want to use, it's 71% is really fine. You just want to use 91% or greater if you can find it. But yeah, it doesn't harm electronics at all. It actually helps them. It takes the corrosion off and doesn't void your warranty. But yeah, isopropyl alcohol is like it's the alpha for electronic technicians. They use it on everything. It is the wonder drug for electronic techs.
The wonder drug. I like that. Good stuff, Cap. What else do we hit? Any cleanup or anything? I know it's 9:48, but any cleanup or anything we might have missed this morning that we want to make sure we hit on?
I mean, we really didn't spend any time. Like, we're not going to jinx it. We didn't talk about ETH just leading the charge today, whether it was Gainsey marking the bottom or what happened there. But yeah, ETH leading the charge today. And what do you think about dude dropping on a Friday? Is that good or bad? Day of the week wise, does it matter?
I don't think it matters. I think 24/7, when things drop, things drop. I don't think there's any strategic thought behind that. I think it's just drop happens, drop goes down. That's that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it matters. I think it's going to do the same stuff no matter what. Like, I think the market is going to market, and I'm going to be fascinated to see how it responds.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I know I've said this a few times this week, but it is a exciting time to be here, man. There's so much happening. I just feels like we're that balloon underwater right now.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I think it's an exciting time. It's just, like I said, the biggest factor that could affect us is if crypto becomes partisan. With Democrats walking, like, also, like, politicians grow up. Like, you're walking out on a meeting that you're like, could you like imagine what grade are you in that you're walking out on your job because you're like upset? Like, I get the idea. So handle the conflict of interest in the proper manner.
You know what happens? You do that in a real job, you probably get fired. Be an adult. Be a professional.
Like, it's fine, like, if you don't agree with it and you want to handle it in the right way and you want to go through the checks and balances and you want to, like, file articles of impeachment because you think it's so, go for it. Like, stomp your feet any way you want in that way and actually handle it properly. But, like, not going to a meeting which is on the docket to move things forward, which has nothing to do with the thing you're stomping out about. You're just like, we're mad about this, so we're going to go do, like, it's just grow up. Like, grow up.
Just hit. I guess this is breaking news. Missouri set to become the first U.S. state to exempt capital gains on stocks, crypto, and real estate.
What does that mean?
Exempt capital gain taxes. Excuse me. That being the key.
Do states? Okay, so I'm not a tax expert, so we need to bring in someone for that. But does that matter? Doesn't it go to federal? Like, I don't like. What is that? I didn't know states took large sums of what capital gain percentage do states take over federal, I guess is the question. So I don't know if it's symbolic or not. I'm gonna ask our friend ChatGPT this, so don't take this as gospel, but I'll hand it back to you while I try to find the answer.
No, good point. I think it would be federal, but I mean, there must be something there. Otherwise, why are they? Jeez, excuse me. We got snacks coming up. I think they've got some Pizza Day stuff coming up soon, and last but not least, I think I pinned up top. If not, I'll go grab it right now. Well, two things. I'll repin the carousel for the week. I'll throw that all the way to the left. And yeah, it is up there. Grateful Ape, our buddy Grateful, has a big show today. Gary V joining the Grateful Show number 666. Special episode for them. They've got over 300 registered for the big show. So go smash, even if you can't make it, go smash that reminder up top. Give Grateful and the guys some love there. Big show with Gary today. Grateful was out there earlier. Looks like he had to bounce, but we'll be tuning into that one if I can. And I guess, did you rip your Topps Chrome box yet, or no? You going to keep it sealed?
It's still sealed. What I want to do is I want to actually have a conversation to find out what chase items I'm looking for. Like, I'm surprised that there isn't a really good chase item chart that I could do, or maybe there is. So I may even jump into the GMV friend space a little later and ask them if they have a good chase chart, because I would like
stream it.
I would like to see, maybe stream, or maybe just rip with my kids. But it's like, I don't think I want to sleeve everything. So I want to kind of figure out like what feels rare. Obviously, if I get like an autograph card or something, I know that's rare. But I don't know. I'm almost certainly going to rip. I know I could sell it at a profit. $99 though for the whole thing. Like, probably can stream, probably can have fun with it. I haven't even ripped all my pudgy packs yet. But
somebody said the box are selling for $250 at the local stores. Does that sound right?
That I don't know.
So
I think there's different boxes.
Okay.
I think there's the ones that I have, and I think that there's like a booster of some sort. So there's different ones that are selling at different prices. So
the big box right by me is going for $400. The one with like 18 packs in it, and then the small box with the 4 packs in it is going for $100. And they sold out yesterday by both of the shops by me.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think like I'll check on eBay real quick, but I think the V Friends Topps they were at least selling at one point for 200 for 350 for 350.
Like when these, like I've heard others are selling out. Like, do you think it's just the Web3 people going out there and buying these? Do you think actual non Web3 non V Friends?
No, these were mid 40 and 50-year-old men balding buying these things.
just because it's the hot Topps Chrome box of the month? Is that like it's actual non-Web3 collectors are collecting this thing because it's a
Yes, sir. I do believe they were also buying Garbage Pail Kid boxes. There's a bunch of stuff that they bought was selling yesterday. But everybody I saw, like my friend has a comic shop and stuff like that, and they do cards and stuff like that, and they sold out immediately. Like I couldn't even call and be like, "Yo, can you set me aside something?" Because he's like, "Yo, it's gonna be gone."
The box I have is selling for $300 to $350 on eBay regularly. So like, I think. Let me see if I can find the most recent sale. The lowest sale I'm finding right now is $329 on that.
$99.
And I bought it for $99. Yeah, so $329 on a couple of days ago. Two of them, a 2-pack sold for $700 on May 8th. Another 2-pack sold for $695, $680, $345 for a 1-pack, for $350 for one. So the one I have is $350. So I don't know. Maybe I'll sell it on eBay. Like that's a decent stack of cash, and they're hot right now. So I don't know. Or maybe holding them. I mean, the VFriends boxes that I opened with my VFriends cards ended up going for significantly more than I bought it for, and I shouldn't have sold them or shouldn't have opened them. So
I still have one of those original ones unboxed.
You should you still have like one of the original like green.
I would grade that, Cap.
I have 3 of those. What do I do with them?
No, just unbox both of them, like
Yep.
all of you. All right, hold on. VFriends.
It's next to my OG Board Ape Yacht Club hat that I haven't unboxed either.
Box sealed. Problem is they're now conflated with all these. Let's see. I'm trying to find sales specifically because I see them listed for about 300 as well from what I'm seeing. 425. But let me look for sales, sold items. I can give you a better idea when I look at the sold items. Problem is with the Topps Chrome, they're kind of dominating the eBay feed right now because they're recent. So I'm trying to like go past them, and I need to find what they're actually. Is there a specific name for them? I guess is what I need to find on my initial search. VFriends Series 2. All right, let's try this. VFriends Series 2 box sealed. Let's see, and we'll go to sold because I ripped all these open, and it was a mistake. Probably, maybe I don't know. My kids and I enjoyed them. But I'll see if I can find sold. I'll let you keep going while I kind of like try to navigate.
And that one, like the Lucky Black Cat was like the chase item in those.
There's a bunch of different chase items in those that you could find. There are one-of-ones and some, Gary originally owned and stuff like that. So there's some different chase items. So sales on those, May 5th, one sold for $350, $350, $315, $360, $350. So that's going about $425 for one of them. But it was a rare pink box sale because there was green, there was pink, there was yellow. I got all greens, but about $325 for the box sealed with the cards inside. So if you want to sell it, $350, you got it right there. If you want to rip it, could be a fun day.
Well, last but not least, unrelated, but did you see Tebow's ape is becoming famous?
No, what is this?
Just when people are randomly talking about apes, they're now grabbing Tebow's because he's the best at proliferating his IP.
Yeah, he does a good job getting himself out there. Stone Cold.
This person I'm not even connected with was talking about just Good Vibes Club and their success and comparing it to Punks and Apes, and that was the AP chose, or they chose.
Yeah, Stone Cold Miles Turner. I saw Katie come up on the stage. Katie, do you know if there's a good place I can find the chase items for this Topps Chrome box?
Yes, I actually just texted you the person who has the website that has all the things that you need to look for. They have checklists and everything. It's very organized.
Oh,
but I also wanted to say it's not just all old balding men who are buying the boxes out. Yesterday was absolutely insane. Every Whatnot stream, every Fanatics live stream had people breaking Topps boxes, and there were tons and tons of chase cards already being revealed. So there are people scouring the country right now at GameStop trying to buy blaster boxes because you can only get those at GameStop. It was crazy yesterday. It's definitely worth looking into, and hit up Jeremy and talk to him before you open your boxes and stuff and just get a lowdown. And you'll hear Gary talk about it later too, I'm sure, maybe on the spaces, but it is really exciting for me. I actually pulled a 1 of 10 card yesterday out of a blaster box. I bought one box. So if you look on my page, I posted some of the things that I did pull, but I think it's exciting. You know, I know a lot of people, it was covered all over my feed yesterday. So
No,
just wanted to hop up and say that.
I appreciate you sharing. I've got a, I just did the search. I got a GameStop 2.4 miles away from me, Steve. I might go see if I can.
It's probably sold out, man. People were like lining out the door. To Katie's point, like I thought it was not just balding old men and NFTs, because I think two things. One, first of all, shout out Katie. I'm sitting here every day on my desk. If people are on the stream, you can see the Brave Bison pin that she sent me with a couple other things that I really appreciated. She's a thoughtful gift. She sent me like, here's some cards that remind me of you, just like because we're friends, and a really kind thing. Sent us some pins and some things for me and the kiddos. So very, very kind, which I appreciated. But you know, the chase items thing, appreciate you sending that to me. I'll probably rip now because I do love myself a good gamble, and I also, you know, like pulling things and getting excited. I think like one thing that like we're missing out on sometimes in this space, as much as we love collectibles, is the same way people are like, who's buying these NFTs? And it's like, it doesn't matter. Like are Bored Ape people still buying these Good Vibes Club NFTs? Yes. I think Topps Chrome is like that. You know, you got Vinny in the chat saying it's Chrome people are buying. I think we underestimate how the card community likes a good chase, and they're almost like NFT people in the sense that they may not be super familiar with VFriends, but they know Topps Chrome. If they're dropping a set of, you know, a set of cards, they want to go buy them and they want to go rip them and they want to go chase. And I think that's the thing that maybe like translates very strongly from NFT into them. And I think that we miss that sometimes, that when you're talking about every Whatnot stream and every other stream being VFriends cards, this is how they're proliferating the IP. They're getting people excited about the trading card system. They're working with the right people to do so. They're working with GameStop on distribution. They're going to National Card Show. And I think that's what it is. Card people are degens as well, as Rene said, who would know. Rene, a big BZ collector, one of the best BZ collectors. I believe I bought some stuff from Rene on the secondary. But it's like, you know, that's how card people are. They're like NFT people, but with trading physical cardboard, with cardboard instead, which is why it's logical. So I will be pulling that chase item and the chase item up and potentially doing some rips, maybe on stream, maybe just with the kiddos. We shall see. Cap, any parting thoughts before we let everyone get out of here?
Nope. Good day. Appreciate everyone who. Oh, actually, Snacks did jump up. Go ahead and I know we got a pizza day coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm guessing that's what brought you up, but feel free to take it away.
Good guess. Hey, everybody. So we're 2 weeks from Pizza Day, and I just wanted to invite everybody who's here to a party in your city. Wherever you live, it's very, very likely we have a party within like 30 minutes. So May 22nd, it's a Thursday. It's Bitcoin Pizza Day. It's Pizza Dow's 5th global pizza party, and we're going to have parties in 420 cities. So we hope that everybody here will be part of we're expecting more than 25,000 people that eat pizza together and talk about crypto on May 22nd. So thanks, y'all. That's all I got to say.
Thanks for sharing. Appreciate you jumping up, and appreciate all you do to keep spreading the pizza party love. I'll never forget Bitcoin Pizza Day, Steve, because it is my oldest daughter's birthday. So I know May is. I assume connected some dots. I'm like, oh, must be getting close to Pizza Day time, and yeah, here we are. So I've not been to one in Tampa. I'm sure there's one in the area. I will be a good excuse to get together with. We've got a decent group of apes and others, but there's a good group of Cigar City apes here. That a good excuse for us to get together this month.
We got to talk, because I've been trying to get Tampa to get together, and Miss Teen Crypto, she hasn't been making it happen. She lives there, and then I think Six will help if we make the ask. But I'll DM you, and we'll make sure that the Tampa Bay crew has some pizza, courtesy of Pizza Dow.
Sweet, yeah, let's do it. There's a good group here. We're not the most. I shouldn't say we. I'm not the most organized in terms of getting everyone together and that stuff, but there's a pretty good. There's actually a bunch of Web3 people in the area, and like I said, good excuse for us to get together. So appreciate you doing that.
Yeah,
let's go. And anybody who doesn't have a party in the area, who thinks they don't, hop in our Discord. We'll make it happen. Sorry, Steve.
No, you're good. I was going to say, I think Greg, who was up here yesterday explaining the Ethereum upgrade, will almost certainly be running one in my city, maybe even at his house. He's very generous with that sort of stuff, which I appreciate. So, yeah, Bitcoin Pizza Day is one of my. It's an awesome day, man. I specifically when I can't remember what when I bought like back when the Karma passes were a thing, you had the choice to put them on a pizza sat, and I did so. So I thought that was I thought that was pretty fun. So yeah, Cap, it should be a good one.
Yeah, good day today. Appreciate cool KOL4YS, cool yees. Appreciate the tip over in the abstract streets. Appreciate everyone who showed up in the chats today. I did shout out to BTT Dwayne, who dropped his best 5-step explanation in terms of how you get your delegate, your shadow up and running, Steve. That's pinned up top, along with that carousel and the link for the Grateful Show with Gary V today, talking. I'm sure they'll hit on these tops Chrome boxes. If you want to continue that conversation, join the Grateful Show at 11:40 a.m. Eastern time. And then Chespy, I saw your hand flap. If you want to get in here with one final word, go ahead, and I'll let Steve shut us down.
Yes, 100%, man. Captain Swingley, thank you, man, very much for having me once again. Steve, always good to hear you guys. No, just really quick, I want to make sure you guys stop being with aliens, right? Really easy. Just copy my PFP. The links are there, and if you guys can help, show some support to the community, right? And also turn notifications on for spaces and next min. That's pretty much it, Captain Swingley and Steve.
Appreciate you. Thanks again. Thanks for jumping up, and appreciate all you do for the community.
Right on. Yeah, appreciate that. Check out Chespy and everything he's doing there. But look, Cap, that said, let's let everyone sail off in their day. Appreciate everyone who came through this morning. We will talk to everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.